Hey boys, it is me, just your average default white bloke. How you doing? I'm doing decent. If you guys are wondering, hey Billy, where's all the intros and outros gone? My video editing software must have caught COVID or something, boys, because I opened it several days ago, and everything is gone. So, all my projects, my saves, all of that shit. So don't be yelling at me, oh, why don't you make local saves like a normal human being? Shut up, okay? I'm still growing as a boy, as a man, alright? So I'll get there. So there's gonna be no intros and outros. So if you want a little bit of that, you can zip back through the backlog and rewatch some other shit. But what are we doing today? So I said I wanted to show a couple more videos of how I farm different places. And I thought, hey, we've got a good tier zone on right now, so I'm going to chuck on my Magic Find set, show you kind of what I do, right? So, still running my level 88 banana, my fire boa sock, hey boys? I know my res is bad, but that doesn't matter, right? Because I'm just neglecting my res to chuck on as much Magic Find as I can right now. It's only 242, but it's what I can do. Okay, so let's go straight into the gear. This is one piece that I've bought from the shop I'm very happy with. Since the game has started, I've never found a plus 40 to life through open socket. It's the perfect roll for life. So I've found everything. I swear to God, boys, I've found every single other one, you name it, from like 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36. I found a fucking 39 helm that I still have on non-ladder, and I've finally got a plus 40 to life, so I socketed that bitch with 3 topaz, and that is pretty much my makeshift Shaco, right? Over here, I've shopped another one of these, a Jeweler's Gothic Plate of the Squiddy. So not max, but I mean Gothic Plate is kind of ideal, right? Because it's a medium plate, so we still get I think a minus 10 deficit to run speed, so it's a lot better than if we're using something like this, for example. Don't get a boner, boys. Tuck it back in your belt buckle, if you will. So this is 24 FHR 4 open socket Jeweler's Plate mail. So I do use this on occasion if I feel like I need to meet a faster hit breakpoint, if I don't know, if I'm just having a rough time, depending on the area, right? But I'm ranged, so usually if I'm playing it safe enough, I can get by with low resistances, as well as lower fast hit recovery, right? So I've chucked this on my Mercenary for the meantime. So she's got 96, and then I have 96 here. So the rest of my gear, what do I got? Plus 3 fire skills. I haven't replaced this yet. The damage is just too big for me to drop it. I have one other cute little amulet I can show. This one here. So 2 fire skills, a bit of block chance was whatever, but I've got dexterity, a bit of res, some damage and magic reduce, which is kind of nice with energy shield, right? And a little bit of magic find. So I guess if I want, boys, I can put that on for a bit more magic find. So that's going to put me up to 249, okay? So shut up. No comment about the boots. It is what I have, all right? Next. I've got my 2 rings, 10 FCR with a bit of magic find. My belt is just part of my death set. I want to have the cannot be frozen on there because sometimes even you're ranged, you guys will know if you kill a mob, it's just going to blow up with like a frost nova or some shit, or something dumb is going to hit you, you'll get slowed, and then, yeah, it just really helps to have one on here. One thing I'm considering is potentially using some of my perfect amethyst to try and craft a caster belt, because if I can get 10 FCR, then I can chuck that here, swap one of these out for my Ravenfrost, and that's going to give me a bit more like bonuses that it's on ravens, like mana and what have you. Over to the gloves, I've got 2 options that I can use depending on where I feel like I need them. This one is increased attack speed, fire res, and good magic find. I also have these here, which are roughly the same, but they just have less magic find, but they come with knockback. So if I feel safe enough in the area that I'm farming, then I'll chuck these on just so I can get that 11% more, since I'm, you know, I don't have many pieces that I can really get more magic find. For some areas, I would like to swap out my amulet. I think I might still have it. Here we are. I've got this beautiful little barb amulet, which is not too bad. 10 FCR, a bit of fire res, and it gives us 21% magic find. So sometimes I feel like I don't really need it. I can swap some shit out, but it's kind of whatever. I feel like it's more beneficial to have the plus skills most of the time with my rings here. So that's kind of what I've been doing, right? So my charms, sadly, I don't have any Magic Find charms, alright? So these are the same. You've probably seen in my last video. They're just the best ones that I have. It's kind of difficult to find better ones. I have been stacking like some attack rating stuff if I want to switch to a Zeal variant, because I do have a Passion Phase Blade on a mule somewhere. But other stuff I do have is a little bit of strength and mana, so that's about all I have. I've been really, really unlucky with the Magic Find small charms. I haven't seen a single one other than like a couple of grand charms that give like 3%, but those are just offensive, let's be honest, boys. On Switch, I'm still running the same, boys, so I got my memory, 333, my EG Shield, Enchant, and then Sork skills, so that's just a beautiful little starter. Why am I using the Act 1 Mercenary? Now, reason being is when I'm magic finding, right, my resistances are through the floor. I was going to say through the roof, but it's the opposite of through the roof. They are terrible. So I want to make sure I'm as far away from the mobs as possible, you know, if I can kind of handle the damage. And usually I'm okay with NG Shield in certain areas like this one, which I'm going to show you. Now, if I'm ranged like that, I'm constantly teleporting back. It's a lot more beneficial to maintain a higher output of damage if I have something that can shoot at ranged with me while I am kind of teleporting back. Because if I'm constantly teleporting back from mobs, boys, and I'm bringing like maybe an Act 5 Frenzy Mercenary with me, I'm going to be pulling him away from the target every time that I do that. So I found that having a Fire Act 1 Rogue, her Exploding Arrow, is awesome, because Enchant applies 1-to-1 directly to her skill of Exploding Arrow, the same as it applies to the hidden skill attached to the unique items like Kuko as well as Demon Machine. Very nice. So I stacked more Magic Find on her. I am looking for like a 4 open socket matte bow. That'd be great to chuck a inside in here. It's the fastest base. It's the same as a great bow. I suppose I could make it in a great bow because I have one here, but the reason why I don't make it in a great bow, boys, is because the Act 1 Rogue, if you weren't aware, it actually benefits from the plus skills. So I made a Melody in this +3 base, so she gets +6 bow and crossbow skills. So just to kind of show you here, what is this? Don't mind me, alright? Would like to show you this. Look at the damage. So she's 88. We're looking at level 18, fire damage is 964. If we put this on and give her +6 skills, it's up to 24 and 1436. Back down here is 964, 1436. So it is massive. But if you're just looking at the bow, you're like, huh, that doesn't look like an impressive bow, Billy. But mate, it is. So since I'm running the more Magic Find, I generally am going to be doing more damage. I threw on my Flickering Flame on my Mercenary just to hit a bit more. So I was happy with her speed with the matte bow with Melody, because it's a faster base, the same speed as a great bow, and with the extra 20% on top, I felt like I could get away with chucking a Topaz plate. So she has extra Magic Find, and remember, boys, that 96 adds on to what we have when we kill an enemy, so just add 96 on top of that 249 value there. So I think that is enough jibber jabber and you know, garbage. Let's kill some shit. So I don't have this set up everywhere because you kind of need resistances to farm different places. But where we are now is we're in the Mausoleum. Now this Terror Zone is level 90. It's two above because we're level 88. But yeah, it's kind of easy for me to handle. I already had this one open, so I was like, hey, let's kind of go through. Did I enchant? I forgot if I did. Ah, there we go. That will add a little bit of damage. So there tends to be like a few more, like, I was going to say less hostile. Is that the right way to say it? There's more quieter areas that you can kind of farm more safely with this build. There's a lot of places in Act 1 that are kind of worthwhile. I think in my last video I might have touched on the caves and Cold Plains is quite underrated. Because if you get down to level 2 in the caves, on like Terror Zone especially, right? Man, there's like, most of the time there's at least 3 elites down there. It's fucking worth it. Because if you teleport through, boys, you find like nothing. You just zip down to level 2, 3 elites, rinse, repeat. You're good to go. I don't know if I can be bothered killing Bloodraven. Nah, I usually don't. Because her res is a bit high. But we get elite packs like this, so we're good to go. Fire Enchanted. But we do have Flickering Flame on our Mercenary. In cases like this, having an Act 2 Mercenary would have a lot higher physical damage. We can knock down these immune mobs a lot faster. So, in cases where I feel like I need to farm runes, farm the Countess, I would swap out my Mercenary entirely, go for a Might Act 2 Mercenary, the same as my other setup, on my other video, sorry. But if I want to just do some easier clears where I can stack on as much Magic Find as possible, in conjunction with as much damage, you know, this is a lot more smoother, I feel like. Bone Wand, Cleaver. This is kind of how it goes, boys. Really. Sometimes the crypts can be a little bit rough, the crypts and the Mausoleum, but it's not too bad. Since with the release of like Sunder Charms, we are kind of hunting those elite packs anyway, so I don't really mind teleporting through these dead spots. Seems okay. I mean, for the most part, we are like always kind of being elite and champion hunters, right? We always have been. That's where we get the loot, boys, right? That's where we get the loot. Know what I'm saying? Ugh. I'll do one more run of that, just to show you, boys. By the way, yes, it is a different day, and yes, this is the same singlet. I don't care. What do we get for claws? Bugger all. Oh, if you're wondering why I have this low quality war staff, what I have been doing is I'll keep these, and if I can find a emerald and a eld rune, then we can actually roll it. Sorry, not an emerald, just any chip gem. Then we can repair it and it will re-roll the staff mods. Awesome, we got nothing. So I'm hoping for something with enchant and energy shield, or at least just energy shield, right? And other handy mods where I can save skills. So those would be Frost Nova, Frozen Armor, even Thunderstorm would be a nice bonus. Static, 3 energy shield would be ideal, and then obviously like enchant would be amazing. So then once I get those mods lucky enough to roll on them, I would want to try and roll sockets on the staff, and if I can get something absolutely banging, then we can use that as a pre-buff, right? So ideally like a CTA on Switch would be good, but I mean, who knows? Like if I find Stonyfield is not what we want, if I find like an amazing base, maybe I'll just wait and try and get his old rune, boys. Just wait and make like an obsession. If it's like a crazy good war staff, and I felt like I really didn't want to gamble it with sockets, maybe I would. What would it have to be for that? For me to do that? Maybe like 3 enchant, 3 energy shield, and something else, like maybe Shiver Armor. That would be kind of wild. One thing I'm loving so much about playing this build is you can telekinesis arrows, and they drop fucking everywhere, boys. So when I'm running low, like at the moment I've got 90, like I don't even worry really, because you could just find them anywhere. But now that I say that, watch me run out and not find any arrows. Fire Enchanted, bugger all. Who's this bone breaking here? Here we are. War Spike. You see right there? That is the reason why I keep Cannot Be Frozen. You get that cheeky little Frost Nova when they bust. Man. It can save you. War Spike is garbage. Nothing in the chest. Wormhide is nothing, and then the flail is a Hodo base, which we don't really need. Well, boys, there we are. So I thought I wanted to show you this is what I do for my more easier hell terror zones when I pump out as much magic find as possible. Yeah, so it's not the best, but it's enough to get by at a reasonable pace, and I still do okay damage. All right, so just again, that's 249, and then on my mercenary here, she's rocking 96. So yeah, not the highest magic find, but the best I can do, right? I'll see you boys in the next one, eh? No más